Life faces some of the same sorts of challenges everywhere. I'm forever fascinated by the convergence of those solutions.
Anything I can help you with, Captain? Right-ho, Captain. Oh, pardon me. Was that? Gladly. On some planets, it takes a millennia for some cave formations to grow. On others, it can take days. Oh yeah? Clear my schedule. And we're done here. All yours. Alrighty. What's the plan, Captain?
Landing site looks clean. Let's set it down.
Hello.
Okay. Waiting here. Watch yourself.
Don't come any closer. Identify yourself. Ah, good. I suppose you are the newest member, yes? Perhaps. We waste time. We should complete our mission and then... Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in their pockets. Once again, we are triumphant.
It would be advisable to vacate this area.
'Cause I don't want to be the one to die. 'Cause I don't want 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 to die. not interfere with my tasks.
We are not alone. There you are! Come then. Meet your death. Best not to leave anything useful behind. think he may be trying to take a little too much on. Literally.
This is an active industrial site. It would be advisable to clear
did not respond when I called to you after you pulled out the artifact. The fact that it has happened to both you and Barrett, I think it is important that man. It was, yes. A very practical outlook, not one I find is shared among. Argos. I have heard of this company. Small, reckless. Interesting. I do not have experience with this profession, but I have my own. We both seem to be Please, I would ask that you not mention to... This is not the first time that Varun... Well, it has been a while since I was given an assignment on... Yes, it would seem they... But then that is their fundamental problem, is it not? An inability... You are unfamiliar. They are fanatics, having taken the teachings of how... So, in this... Mom, this means we are in agreement. I will finish here and return to New Atlantis when I can.
Andrasia, thank goodness. We were worried.
Why? Was there a concern that I would not contribute to the mission?
No, of course not. We thought you might be hurt.
Oh, then thank you, but it was not necessary. We succeeded.
Look at you two. I'm jealous. I tried following up on some leads myself.
They could be anywhere, can't they? couple of scans from the eye, but it looks like... I catch myself just staring at the collection. Maybe that's how our ancestors...
They didn't just gawk at the star.
I disagree.
Not every dream is a pleasant one.
You're with me, right? Science... Neutrality in a debate?
How can you forfeit if you don't even take a side? You're getting...
You know what? I just realized I completely overtook this whole conversation. This should be about you and...
I do not mind being asked to join in a debate, but I do agree that we accomplished. I have no objections.
Noel, pulling some interesting data from those new artifacts. Tell the Rook to meet me back on board the station.
Roger that, Vladimir. He's on his way.
Something for personal use or for sale?
even scratch the paint.
Good day, Captain.
Now that those artifacts aren't just blips of hope, the grav anomaly generated by one of those... Alright, let me transfer... Going to send you the mark close as I can. But I'm having... Don't know what you'll find. And from there, maybe you can...
Docking complete. Hello, Captain.
Welcome aboard the UC Vid. Did you have any questions before? Understood? So, you're the vanguard that took down that terramorph on Tau City. You've made quite an impression around here. Everyone upstairs is talking about it. Dang. That must have been one hell of a firefight. I almost regret missing out on all the fun. Of course, we don't normally see that kind of action on the Vigilance, but we have our moments. All right, Vanguard. Take the lift up to Ops. Commander Akande should be waiting for you. Good luck.
Yes. What?
Howdy.
Ah, there you are. Commander Kibwe. I was beginning to think you are. It appears he's set. So, now, this is the operation. Which is precisely why we need eyes and ears in. The catch is that you can't just knock on their front. Good. Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening in... She works for the Trade Authority in Sidonia. You'd better hope so. Serge, once you bluff your way into the Crimson Fleet, that's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian, eager to get going. Remember, this entire operation rests on your ability... I wouldn't expect any less. Look, before you begin, as an undercover operative for UC System, allow yourself to stray too far off the path. That's what I wanted to hear. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant now. Good luck.
Hello. Yes?
All right. We don't have a lot of While you're working undercover, it's imperative. If you find any records that look suspicious or incriminating, well, you better. Come in. I want data slates, computer downloads, handwritten notes, hell. For the sake of the settled systems, that minor skirmish you had with them on Vector, if you've seen what I've seen, that's all we're asking. Oh, before you go, Commander Akande has authorized a credit disbursement for each. It's not generous, it's all right. We've cleared your ship for launch. Proceed to Sidonia. Make contact. That should do it. Don't worry, the container's been registered with UC Security. Of course, if we find out you tried to sell it to some... Well... Not really, no. Don't get me wrong. Let's just stick to the... But, we'll be keeping them. If you're feeling particularly ruthless, you could always head... Let me know if you need anything else.
Excuse me.
Hello.
Found a clutch of heat leeches.
Do you imagine anyone actually enjoys living here? I simply cannot.
Cool. Let's... See you around.
And the final scores were surprisingly tight, with Tayo Astroneering.
Almost break time.
These goods I am asking for, maybe keep quiet about them, yeah? Take a look. Hey, catch you on the flip side. You and me, friendo. Just a reminder, I also... See you later, friendo.
If you're here to buy or sell, you might want to talk to Octai. I'm busy. Wouldn't be the first time I've... Oh, don't give me that look. I'm just having... Aurora, huh?
If the Trade Authority is not interested...
All I'm going to point at is the ceiling, with my middle finger. Get that stuff out. Of course, if there's a finder's fee you're offering. You got a point there.
Just demand the extra credits up front next time.
There's a buddy of mine who runs with the Crimson Fleet. Goes... If he isn't passed out, you can find him killing the rest of his... Oh, and it's been a...
Is something amiss?
What's up? Unless you're here to serve me another drink. Hey, why don't you say that a little louder? Okay. If you've got a whole shipment of this... Right down to business! Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat it. You probably spent it all. Feel free to throw as many credits in my face as you want, but that... His name's Carl. Don't worry.
I appreciate that for us,
Just smell
something I... Adler Camp. Adler? you said? Look. Adler... Oh! Wait, I told him I'd pay up next week when they... What the... Look, I have...
Clearly this man has never seen how...
What games? That's what I'm hoping. Well... Sure. Please. Tell Adler I'm sorry for trying to...
I'm just still a little...
My shop may not look
shaken.
special
I'll be fine.
if I don't have what you're looking for. Yeah, bye.
Something for? There, would you look? He going to be a problem? Nice, nice. You know, if you like, you think you can. That's what I thought. All right, I'll call ahead, head out to your road. Oh, and I've...
Yes.
So, I hear you've been making yourself pretty useful around the ship, Cora.
I have, Dad. I want to be as good a co-pilot for the captain as I am for you.
Well, you're doing a great job of stringing me from What do you say we get you to fit next time you inside?
Perfect, Dad. And I love it. Now, a new book. We're still in one piece.
Listen up. You have until I get... We could use a vacation, if you're feeling generous. You could help us out. Or, we can just dust your ship.
drive.
Target shields are ready.
Target fails the grav jump capability. You've taken down their shields.
You're messing with the fleet, pal.
One grav drive. Run now. Grav drive out.
Big shot. I hear Adler thinks you're good enough to join our crew. You're funny. So, before I don't know if Adler mentioned it, and for his sake, I hope you're signing up with the Crimson Fleet. There's a medical supply on board that ship. You'll find a tree. It's done. Head back here when you're finished.
All right. And well, normally, all right. You can
I have something I need to discuss with you.
In a moment, can we talk?
Ship is now docked. Perfect. Didn't even smudge the...
I am not sure what to make of you being here. If you wanted our cargo, I guess I should just stop talking and... That is true. Now, do you mind telling? You really do not know which... And you do not seem to care either. Okay, I have idea. Then, when we dock, we... That is fair. Is that all right with you, Austin?
Do I have a choice?
It does not appear. Well then, it is agreed. And in case any of your handlers get suspicious, here. This should be proof you were...
Be careful around the fleet. They talk about family, but it's just a bunch of crap.
Yes? Yes, of course. I have never been surrounded by such... It has been a very long... There are worlds beyond... I have done so in the past, and that, I think, has... Honestly, so many... I do enjoy combat. You have given me something to... I enjoy the conversation. Is that it, then?
Yeah, what is it? Ron Hope was a... despicable? He held innocent people with little regard, treating their lives... What a ridiculous concept. Letting him off the hook. Had you taken the money, this... I'm proud of you. It took... No, it certainly isn't. Well, I think I've lectured you enough. When you have a few moments, there's something I'd like to discuss. Handling those tricky... those types of... Oh, really? Well, let's examine. Take what Ryujins do, based on your recommendation. How exactly does that absolve? When used properly, but imagine that technology... Unbelievable. I'm disappointed that we don't share... You've got something for me? I certainly do. No, it's fine. So long.
You need something? The Freestar Rangers. So how'd you feel? The reality of the job is, I never... Too many of them try. Take Ron Hope. Everything he did. Not many of us can... Tough calling. Taking his hush money, but I wonder what's gonna... I think Paxton Hall went. As much fun as it is. There's plenty of mysteries left. I've got some stuff on my mind when you have the time. Of all the places in the gap, and you dealt with this, you doing all right? Well, it just makes you... we still just can't... Mechs, and you just... And that is why the crazy march of technology presses on. Sure, it could be. With a piece of work like Ryu. I mean, I guess, but you just know it. Well, the whole thing... I hope Cora doesn't get too much underfoot. Certainly. Bye.
What's on your mind? I just wanted to say thanks. I had plans. It's good to be part of a team. So many. That's why I've been in You know, that's fair. I hope I can earn your... Speaking of which, I'm glad you joined. Just figured I'd mention it. You know, it's hard to imagine just who... I would have never done so, and I never would have met. That's right. But for the choices we make, Irvin's been gone for over... Yeah, don't worry. I've ignored my feelings about Irvin's death. I'm just fortunate that Constellation... I mean, where else would I get... On that note, I'm all ears. Yep.
Damn mercs just don't know how to take a hit. Hey, wanna help me with some target practice?
Targets nice. Just lost their Target's jump drive is down. Nice. That ruined their shields. Got their grav drive. I hope they didn't need that grav drive. I hope they didn't need that grav drive. Their engine is offline. Target? Yes! Their grav drive is out of commission. Poor little ships testing the shield.
Thanks for the help with the Cliptic. I had it under control, but it definitely went faster after you jumped into the fight. Now tell me about the Ragana. Huh. No kidding. I would have preferred if you hadn't left witnesses behind. Anyway, you wanted into the Crimson. Hope this business with... If you screw up, yeah? Now that you know, I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our headquarters and head out there as soon as you can.
Nice clean dock, Captain.
Careful you do not track mud on the floors. You would not wish to tarnish this hospitable environment.
United Colony System Defense at your service.
Do you have anything to report? We got the message from the... Suffice to... That's a smart line to follow. But just remember not...
We did our best not to cross the line, but the more...
Oh, one more... There was concern after what happened with the... Coming to her rescue. But a gamble that hope... Then it worked. You're in. Now it's time for the next
Our intel on Saoirse was correct. After we received...
Our files indicate she's second in command, so get it. Yes, but before we get... Just remember.
And their ruthlessness is only... You should proceed with...
So what's next for you? Where you'll meet Delgado.
Delgado is the leader. You'll want to know the end...
What is there to know? He is pirate scum.
Exactly. The Crimson Fleet is not a monolith. In any case, now that you're with it, we will shadow you eventually. But we'll need... This will also give us time to...
Sir, on that note, shall we begin?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the... I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regard... Keep up the good work.
If you are free soon, could we talk? I wanted to thank you. You seem to... I think not. You have certainly become it. If I may, from what you have... No, I do not. Many of the other members. I have not shared much. Why should I be? It was necessary. For those that have not lived it, Vladimir is the only one. I lack his... No, but it seems to make things... I know this seems trivial. By a group, And yet here we are, working, discussing these things. I wanted to thank you for not saying it. I know that you said you wouldn't, but... It would have been. Thank you for talking this over.
First mission in the books and no casualties.
How can I be of service, Captain?
Releasing ship. From dock. Done. We are now free to move among the stars.
You know my great-grandpappy made that tribe, right? We're here.
What are you hailing for? Land in the key or don't.
Time to cycle the airlock and move.
Get out of my face. You said the take was 10K, but it was 30. Big difference on 40% of 10 versus 30.
Captain, greetings.
You wanted 4K.
Greetings, Captain.
Got 4K.
Allow me to assist you.
If you're stealing from
Goodbye.
me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
You kidding me? Way to make a mess in front of my new Rook.
Hey, steal from me and get caught. Better off dead.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener. The hell took you so long? Forget... Fair enough. Just be careful that you can back up. But, all that aside, pencils ready? This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the key. Might look a little beat up on the outside. Hell yeah, it is. Just watch your back when you...
Assuming we are using this same abbreviation, I must disagree.
Anyway, I'll tell you all about the key. All right. History time. So, the key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison they call the Lock. The UC is so clever. Supermax prison, lock, key. Cute, huh? Now, we've got everything the fleet needs right here. Of course, you've got to pay for it. Remember, on the key, credits are king. What the hell is this?
All right, hang on, Nev. Before you get pissed, I've got my hands full.
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
Aw. And you, always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the Lock. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the key.
About time you brought us new blood, neighbor. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
You're just ticked everyone's getting wise to your ridiculous prices, Aludra. Anyway, welcome to the depot, Rook, where you'll be lucky if these blood-sucking leeches don't bleed you completely dry.
Whoa. It's not our fault if people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the key.
Neva's just whining because she thinks she lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on. Back to my story. After the liberated prisoners grabbed the key, they established it as a base of operations and began pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cricks had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later. Rook, meet Zuri, the queen of the rare exports.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of which, you still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
The hard way? Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss.
See
On the
anything
right,
you like?
Got Bradley from the Trade Authority. I'm sure you know the deal there. He'll buy pretty much anything, no matter how hot. Then we got our med bay on the left, run by the one and only Samina Mizra. She'll patch you up, if you've got the money. We don't run any free clinics up in here, you don't? Okay, this is our final stop. Over there, you've got the Last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices. And right here is the most important place on the entire station, the Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable Shinya Voss.
Another new Rook, Neva? I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit, given what happened with the last one.
You mean Austin Rape? It's been taken care of, all right? I don't like loose ends, and this Rook is the one who tied it off.
Perhaps next time you'll try to be a bit more discerning regarding your choices. It's far more cost-effective.
Yeah, love you too, darling. Anyway, Shinya handles our lifeblood. The money. We call him our Reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
And Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you'll bleed creds.
Go to hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest. Anyway, Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering. Glad you approve. Obvious, since I oversee the bulk of transactions and should our enemies capture me or, for Delgado, the bomb grants... It's why he's the boss. Of course. I'm not the first reckoner to bear a bomb. Now, let me get you set up. Thanks to advanced modifications even Ryujin would envy, I can interface directly with our mainframe and the Galbank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner. There, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us. The perfect segue, thanks to our relations with contacts across the... I've granted you all the necessary permission. If Neva's chosen one. Now, I believe that covers all. Take the elevator to the up...
Alright, listen up. You can all stop complaining.
Those crabs ain't gonna steal themselves.
There's our other new recruit. So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only Rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you'd better not disappoint, or you'll find. All right, let's get started. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you stay loyal or you pay the consequences.
Boss, can we get on with this? I want to get drunk.
I'm impressed. That is the first. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, pack your cold weather gear.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging them down. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead Rooks. You think...
Crix's legacy is no stop. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress...
I hope you're right, Dale. That new...
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see. Crix led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crix's legacy. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole... Crix left a lot of big talk on that recording. And...
When we get our hands on Crix's legacy, the fleet will be operating... Exactly. Okay, enough this. To that end, the next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz... Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see...
Yeah.
get by, it's like these moonshine. Give me an Erdebrow logo and I'm...
If you need credits, hit up the mission boards at the core.
If I had a billion crest, I'd run my own city, like Bayou. Except in my town, you could do Aurora anywhere.
If you got any spare creds, you just need to unload some junk. Head to the depot.
Need something?
You're still standing. Can't be that bad.
Will you be making something for me as well?
If it's hard to find, we can talk about whatever. Always a pleasure.
Kinetics, electromagnetic.
I hope you do not have any loose
Fine.
crystals.
Not like
I
that.
We expect you would find them missing when we
You
leave
know
here.
my sister. Best not to think about. I don't do. It's a general, mostly junk. Raw materials, blue. Whatever. I've got what you need. Well, well. Everyone all? Hey, if you want to put... I carry most of them. Occasionally. Just don't screw. Oh, we are. A little advice. You bleed for anyone who said... Well, most people just... Take your pick.
Need more weapons or ammo? Come see me.
You want to now you buy from me, you can the right gear. Stay safe out there. The right protective gear can make, well, only the best. Metal plated for when you're all made by your... What, me? Nah, my friends. Yep. I'm here if you need me.
We may not have official security.
So, looks like we... Once again, I'm... Like Neva said, it may not be wider, but it's not... I can guarantee your ship will be in good. We got the best select. Anything that keeps the UC, just let me know when you want to. Sure, it's... I bet you would.
It would seem that none of the wealth stolen over the
Neva's
decades
mine.
has been
She
spent
may be
on
a little...
upkeep for the
There's
station.
no one.
This bodes poorly.
Truth. Of course, Delgado... I took one look at... See you around.